The night I chose to drive the old western route, known by truckers as the last lonely highway, I wasn't searching for anything strange. I just wanted to get home. The main freeway was blocked by an overturned fuel tanker, and GPS kept insisting the desolate back highway was the fastest alternative route. I should have known better when the very first sign I passed was riddled with bullet holes and said "No services for 142 miles. My name is Emily Carter, and what happened on that road still wakes me at night, sweating, listening for noises that should not exist in this world. I've retold this story to police, investigators, even paranormal researchers, but everyone comes to the same conclusion. Something on that highway wasn't human, and it wanted me to stop, or worse, stay forever. The first 60 miles were uneventful, just endless black desert on both sides, the sky thick with stars. My headlights carved a narrow tunnel through the darkness as the road stretched on like an old scar on the earth. Every now and then, I passed an abandoned gas stop, the kind with dead signs and smashed windows that looked like no one had stepped inside for decades. Around midnight, my radio started acting up. Static on every station. Even Bluetooth playback began glitching, slowing the music into deep, distorted rumbles. Then, without warning, the radio cut completely, replaced by a quiet, rhythmic tapping. It sounded almost like breathing, but I told myself it was interference. The highway dipped into a valley where fog pooled unnaturally thick. I slowed down. That's when I saw the first figure. A woman stood on the shoulder in a torn white dress, long hair hanging over her face. She didn't wave. She didn't move. She just stared at my car with her head tilted slightly, like a curious animal. I drove past her, heart hammering, thinking she must be stranded, but in my rearview mirror, she wasn't shrinking into the distance like she should have. Instead, she remained the same size, standing in the road, as though she had instantly appeared directly behind my car. I pressed the gas. The fog thinned, but the feeling of being watched got worse. Every time my tires hummed over a crack in the pavement, I flinched. And when the road bent sharply around a canyon edge, I saw another figure ahead, this time a man, tall, with a twisted spine and arms that dangled too long at his sides. He wasn't standing still. He was twitching in fast, unnatural movements, head snapping in tiny jerks like an insect studying prey. My hands shook on the steering wheel as I veered into the opposite lane to avoid him. For a split second, he disappeared into the darkness, and I prayed that was the end of it. But then he hit the side of my car. A loud metallic bang sounded, and my vehicle jolted sideways. I screamed, fighting to stay on the road. I didn't see him anymore in the mirrors, but the dent on the passenger door was deep, like something had slammed into it at impossibly high speed. My phone had no signal, of course. The highway eventually opened into a long bridge that stretched over a dried riverbed. The moon illuminated the cracked earth below, and for the first time in hours, I saw a sign of civilization ahead, an old diner glowing faintly on the horizon. My relief was short-lived. As I got closer, the neon sign flickered on and off, buzzing, casting eerie shadows. A rusted pickup truck was parked outside, but something was wrong. The windshield was smashed inward, not outward, as if something had fallen. No, crawled through it. Still, I forced myself to pull in. I needed help. Maybe someone inside had a landline. Maybe I could just sit among real humans for a few minutes and breathe again. The bell above the diner door jingled as I stepped inside, but no one stood behind the counter. The entire place smelled dusty, old, like it had been abandoned for years. A jukebox in the corner flickered alive with a warped, slowed-down melody. "Hello," I whispered. My own voice echoed. Then I saw them, the same two figures from the highway, standing at the far end of the diner. The woman in the white dress. The long-armed man twitching. Both perfectly still now, facing me, as though they had been waiting. I ran. I didn't look back. I didn't stop at the door. I slammed into it, so hard it nearly broke off the hinges. I leapt into my car, locked the doors, and floored the accelerator. Gravel sprayed behind me as I tore down the highway. The moment the diner vanished from my mirrors, the entire sky went dark. Not cloudy, not moonless, just black, like someone had switched off the universe. My headlights stretched only a few feet ahead, swallowed instantly by the void. And then the figures began appearing in front of the car. One by one. 20 feet ahead. Then 10. Then right at the edge of the headlights. Faces pale, eyes hollow, bodies frozen in unnatural poses. I swerved around them, each one blinking from one spot to the next like broken animations. They were closing in, popping into existence faster than I could dodge. My breathing turned shallow, heart screaming inside my chest. I gripped the wheel so hard my fingers hurt. When the road dipped again, my headlights swept across a shape in the distance. Not a person, not an animal, something much, much bigger. A towering shadow moved across the highway on 4 impossibly long limbs, limbs that bent backward, like a spider walking upright. Its head scraped the sky, and its body seemed made of writhing darkness. When it turned toward me, I felt a pressure in my ears, like the air itself recoiled from its presence. I couldn't go back. I couldn't stop. I could only drive straight toward whatever that thing was. As I approached, it lowered itself toward the pavement, its enormous head inches above my hood. I could feel heat radiating from it. Or maybe cold. I couldn't tell. My vision blurred. My body trembled. Then it whispered. Not a voice. Not a word. A sound that felt like it came from inside my bones. Stay. I screamed and slammed down the gas pedal. The creature reared back, but I shot beneath its legs, nearly losing control of the car as I burst out of the darkness like emerging from deep water. Suddenly, the night returned. The stars flickered back into existence. The moon glowed once more. And just ahead, civilization. A gas station. Lights. A real human walking out the front door, holding a coffee. I pulled in and collapsed out of my car, sobbing, babbling, begging him to help me. He ran over, thinking I'd been in an accident. When I told him what I saw, he went pale. Then he pointed to a corkboard beside the door. It was covered in missing person posters. Dozens of them, all from travelers who vanished on the same road. None had ever been found. Except one, the only recovered person, whose short statement was posted under her photo. The road wanted me. Something on it calls to you. Never drive it at night. I left that station with a police escort. I never went back. But sometimes on quiet nights, when everything feels too still, I hear that sound again. The one that wasn't a voice or a whisper, but a command. And it comes from far away, yet somehow inside me. Stay. I pray I never hear it when I'm driving again.